It is time to feature the colors of the rainbow, but today specifically, we're going to be doing some pink cover love, and I'm all here for it. Hello friends, happy Wednesday. So very excited that you're here. Very excited to start off this video series of sorts just for Wednesday. I asked Patreon channel members they're going to be voting each week this month of asking which color of covers would they love to see. And I just give them 4 different colors randomly using a generator, and then we go from there. And this week, the color pink won. And I had such a blast because I forgot to say, part of this had a challenge. And the challenge was there were 2 different things. It had to be a color that they voted for that won, and it also had to be a cover from my reading journal. I have been keeping a reading journal for the past 3 years, so there was lots to go through, and it was really exciting. I will have a graphic sort of game near the end, just featuring some pink covers that I found in my reading journal, and also just ones that I recall and have remembered that I've seen online. So let's go ahead and jump right in. These are in no certain order. For number 1, Ron the Peerless Beauty, Volume 1. Friends, I read Volume 1, I think Volume 1 through 3 years ago, roughly, and this is one of those series that I'm like, please print it. Going back through Volume 1 really just stirred up that love. I'm like, yes, Kodansha, please put it in your print club. We need it. It is by the same creator as Gazing at the Star Next Door, but is about our female lead. Her name is Ron, and she is sort of considered to be, it reminds me of like a butterfly, where the female lead is considered the flower on the mountaintop, where she's so beautiful, everybody admires her, she's very perfect, she gets very high grades, she's very athletic, but no one is actually really close to her. I mean, in the first volume, I did remember and I did see that Ron does have a very close friend, but everybody else sort of keeps her at arm's length, but not because they dislike her. Enter our male lead, who is one of the most popular guys in the school. He's very handsome. He has the most wonderful smile. When he smiles, it is like sunshine. I love it so much. He gets to know her because at the beginning, she was sidetracked or something, but she was watering the flowers and wasn't paying attention with the water hose, and she completely just splashed him soaked him, not splashed him, but soaked him. And so begins this love story between a young woman who is the flower on the mountaintop, and this isn't the blurb, so it's not a spoiler, and a male lead who actually helps his family run a flower shop but doesn't want anyone to know. I love this cover so much. Ron looks so cute. I love the flowers. In fact, all of the covers of this series are really pretty. And again, going through Volume 1, because I was like, man, it's just been so long that I'm like, I don't even remember what this series is about. And I stopped at Volume 3, not because I disliked it or anything like that, but because I'm like, please let it be like love. That's an understatement. Where I read Volume 1, it was absolutely incredible. And I'm like, I am not going to read any more digitally, even though I kept buying digital volumes, because I'm going to hold out hope that we will get it physically. And if Understatement can have that chance, got that chance, surely Ron the Peerless Beauty also has this chance. I mean, Kodansha, you have Gazing at the Star Next Door, which I can imagine is a really good selling series, then surely you want to capitalize and give us Ron the Peerless Beauty. I've seen this series on so many different people's license wish lists, and I'm like, please just give it to us. Please let 2026 be the year that we get it, because it really was so cute. The art was so wonderful. I forgot how much I love Ron. It really does give me some Kimi ni Todoke vibes. So I say like a mashup of Kimi ni Todoke in terms of you have like the quiet, shy girl, and then you have the popular, handsome male lead, and then with like a butterfly, you're having that where everybody's keeping her at arm length because she just needs to be admired rather than befriended. It's a good mashup. It's a good mashup. So yes, I love this cover. And truly holding out that eventually, someday, some way, that Kodansha will make it happen, that we will get this series physically. For number 2, the only physical volume that I'm featuring today, say Volume 4 of The Girl with the Sanpaku Eyes. Now, even before there were certain things that were shared online, I'm not going to say what it is, that's the spoiler-free version, I already knew that I wanted to feature this when I saw that Pink was winning in my poll by like 1 vote roughly the whole time, because The Girl with the Sanpaku Eyes is like criminally underrated. It is so wonderful. I think I first checked it out because when you see our female, oh, this one doesn't have it, but when you see see our female lead. She is very intimidating. She looks like this, and a lot of people are really scared of her, and this is a fully colored manga, which I absolutely love, by the way. But a lot of people are really intimidated by her, and they're like, oh, she's just so mean. She doesn't care about anybody, and she's just really harsh. But the thing is she is so in love and really likes the male lead. She has the sweetest heart, but her facial expressions, they just unfortunately just don't do her any favors. I mean, look at them, because see, she looks really mean here, and he is just golden retriever energy. He's so sweet, so precious, has a smile of gold as well. And it's their blooming romance, not of misunderstandings, but more of like he's thinking that she feels a certain way, again, because of her facial expressions and because of how she looks, when no, she doesn't feel that way at all. She wants to get to know him. She wants to, like, look at her right here. She really cares for him, and she is a wonderful friend. And her friends know. Her friends definitely know, like her two best friends, they know that she is amazing and that she really cares for people, and that it really bothers her that people are sort of thinking the worst about her because she may look like this, right? But then inside, she is feeling like this. It is so sweet. I do have a video review on this series. I reviewed it a few years ago, and so I thought, goodness, this would be a perfect time to just feature it with volume 4. I love how big this cover is. It's just so beautiful, and I really think Dempa did a very beautiful job. I can't show you any photo or pages of this, excuse me, because it'd be massive spoiler. At least I'm pretty sure. Well, this one is very cute. I really feel like the series gets cuter and cuter as it goes on, and I love just how too, I'm pretty sure she's got little shark teeth. That was super, super cute, but she really is just amazing. As it says right here, amazing. And I think the creator had such a fun little twist in this series where I remember there was like 2 shark plushies, and they would like, hey, yo, how you doing? Because they held them up together. Like she held one up and then he did, and they pretended to make him talk. But the thing was, is the plushies really could talk. I mean, the humans couldn't hear it, but it was just cool to see how she gave inanimate objects these voices and how they're cheering for our couple here, or soon-to-be couple. It's a very wonderful series. There was a time that I considered like unhauling it, not because I didn't like it, because I'm like, well, am I going to come back to it? And that's sort of how I have been gauging what stays in my collection of, will I reread this? Am I going to reread this? If not, even if I really like it, but I have no plans to come back to it, I'm like, well, unfortunately it's got to go, because I'm trying to keep things I will come back to time and time again, no matter how much time passes. So a few months ago, I sort of sat down and skimmed right through this, and I'm like, there's no way I could get rid of it because of how much happiness it brought my heart, how great the art is, and how wonderful the story is. I definitely would love to see more of these characters. I think the creator did say that online that she would upload like little short stories of them, and unfortunately I haven't seen them. I think I've tried. I've mainly only seen art of Natsumi and Natsumi, another series by her, and it is on what is formerly Azuki. Is it Omoi? I think that's their new website name. So that is on there, and that's really great as well. I think I like this series more than that one, but I've only read 2 volumes of that series, and I need to read more of it. I think my digital subscription ran out, and that's why I never finished it, but I like both. But for pink covers, Girl with Sambaku Eyes, yes, it was a must feature today because it's just so beautiful. Even the back's really pretty too, and this little owl bird creature, I think it's more of a bird, excuse me, was really fun to see in the manga. So very excited to feature this series and give it some hype and give it some attention that it deserves. For number 3, listen, sometimes you just gotta throw in them covers that are just so unhinged, so outlandish, because they make you laugh. No Longer Heroine Volume 4 is that cover for me. I feel like if there's any volume in this series that captures Hattori's energy, her vibe, it is cover Volume 4. I have not finished it. It was my dumpster fire series that I was reading. I still have great memories with the series. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it was a fun time. It is about our female lead Hattori, who has been hanging out with her best friend Rita, who is the male lead. And the thing is she knows that Rita dates all of these girls. He has these flings, but he's never serious about anybody the same way he is about her, even if they're not in a romantic relationship. They're just best friends or childhood best friends. But then enter, I don't know the girl's name, but enter this one girl, and Rita's taking her very seriously. And Hattori is upset because she's like, I'm the heroine in his love story, in Rita's love story. Even though, again, they're not romantically involved, and there's been nothing, no signs that that would ever be. But Hattori gets jealous. and she has some inner anger that really comes out and makes her look pretty scary. But as volume 4 shows, she also cries, ugly cries a lot, and there's a lot of unhinged shenanigans, a lot of drama, a lot of bad decisions that are happening. But Hattori, she means well at times. She really does. It's a very fun series. You just come in, prepare yourself to see that, again, nobody's gonna make good decisions. Nobody's gonna make good decisions. But I do feel like there is a little bit of relatability that high school me, maybe not on that same level as Hattori, but I'm like, well, my high school me might have been making some similar decisions or having similar facial expressions, even if it wasn't outwardly shown. It was showing in my mind of what I was ultimately feeling. I really should see if my library has the final 2 volumes just so I can see and know how this series wraps up, of how it unfolds. I would be curious. I'd be curious. Even though I was really unhappy, and that's what led to me stop reading, is the one last person who I felt was sort of like the wisest person in the whole cast of characters. He wasn't anymore. Even though I felt so bad for him, like he was just going through the ringer and he had great character growth. He had some development happening, and then other people just got involved, and it was just a hot mess, y'all. If you need a hot mess, dumpster fire manga, just know that No Longer Heroine is a series I would definitely recommend and definitely check out. It is an interesting one, and I had to feature this cover because I love it so much. It makes me laugh when I see it. I remember showing it to my family, and I'm like, you know, sometimes y'all, I think when I cry, I look like this. And I showed them, and they all burst out laughing because who would expect this to be a cover? Usually you don't capture this kind of element. And it's funny because all of the other covers in the series, I don't think they're like that. It's just volume 4. Yeah, very thankful for the chance to feature a very less common and not your usual cover in any demographic across the board. For number 3, I'm going to feature a more simplistic cover, and that is Neighborhood Story Volume 1. I loved reading this first volume. It is about our female lead. I can't remember her name, but she is in, I'd say, early high school, maybe the end of middle school, and she desires to be a fashion designer. Like, that is her dream. That is her life. She's aspiring to be one. She's at this art school so that she can grow in her skills to become a fashion designer. Her, I think it said, platonic best friend. Yeah, sure, let's keep telling ourselves this. But her platonic best friend, forget his name, he's a sweet, precious bean of a kid though. I really liked his character. He's also going to this school, and she doesn't have any romantic feelings for him, but when he starts going to this school, he looks like a very famous pop star or rock star. His popularity just skyrockets, and suddenly she's finding herself pretty jealous because now he's like dating the hottest girl in school, and so she didn't feel that way before, but now it's this balance of working towards her dreams because her and her friends actually make these clothes and they go to a flea market to sell it. I love that part of the manga. That was such a cool aspect of it. Really great. So they're doing these dreams, fulfilling these dreams, or at least trying and working towards their goals and whatnot. And then you got the drama of romance that's like in denial kind of romance. In denial kind of romance. And these are just things with life and whatnot. The cover, again, is just so much fun. The fashion in this series, it's by the same creator as Nana. The fashion in the series is wonderful and very engaging. It's very fun just to look at the art alone without even reading. The only reason I didn't continue it is because volume 2 wasn't quite as upbeat, and I was very caught off guard at the time. I definitely would love to come back to the series. I know it's only 4 volumes and like 2-in-1 omnibus. I was like, oh my goodness, like this is really intense emotionally, and wasn't as happy and upbeat and focusing on this clothes making and how they're trying to gain inspiration of what they're going to be selling at the flea market, because it wasn't so simple, but they didn't want to just put something out there just for the sake of putting something out there. They really wanted to put their heart into it. I think near the end, or maybe it was with the flea market scene, I really loved how maybe it was the female lead or another character that they made this outfit, but they made it towards their own size, and somebody was really interested in their clothes, but they couldn't wear it. And I think it was an eye-opening situation for that character when it comes to fashion design, is that you can't have just one size, say for a model. If you're wanting to sell your clothes, you need other sizes so that other customers could purchase and wear your outfit. I thought that was very interesting. I feel like there was something with video games too, and so it was a really, again, engaging first volume or first 2-in-1 omnibus volume. I think too, didn't this win for the lettering award, the American Awards? I think is the name of it, but it's to highlight letters, translators, and whatnot. But I'm pretty sure that this one won, and that was really cool because the lettering was very, very good. So very excited to feature this volume. How cute our female lead is on there. And I think too that it's not a fully pink cover, but you know, there was the special edition from one of the booksellers in the US. That's an international one. I'll leave the title here, the name of I can see their logo in my mind, but they had a special edition of that, and that was a really cute cover as well, but the background was white. But the original one is just as cute as that one. I like both equally, but of course, since we're featuring pink covers, I had to go with the volume 1 of the original edition. And then for number 5, I can't share volume 18 of this series. I mean, technically, yes, I could, but I do feel like it's a spoiler, even though it is my favorite cover, or one of them in the series. So specifically for pink, it would be my favorite. So I'm going to feature volume 17 of Otomen. I love this cover so much. It is about our main lead, who's funny enough not on this cover, but he's on the cover of volume 18. But it is basically about these different young men who have these hobbies that are considered girly and not something a traditional male would have. What's his name? Asuka, I believe is the male lead's name. He loves sweets. He loves stuffed animals and teddy bears and colorful things. And he hides that because he's like, well, if people knew when he's this, I wouldn't say he's overly buff, but he is very muscular. He does martial arts and he has more of a stoic face so people have this, like, he's the perfect man image kind of thing about him. But when he goes home, he's sewing, baking, and, you know, loving all these cute things. And it's just really sad because his mom, at least from what I recall, I could not stand her in the manga. It was very upsetting every time she came on scene because she would just pressure him to, like, get rid of everything. She's like, you're a boy, you can't like this, you can't do this. And it's like, Mom, get out. Get out. Support your son in what he likes to do. So that is the story of, and there's romance in there. It's very cute when it comes to the romance. When I saw volume 17 in my reading journal, I knew I wanted to feature it because I really liked how all 3 of these guys on the cover, of how they really came to be proud of their hobbies, that they didn't feel they needed to hide them or disguise themselves so people wouldn't know, like, oh gosh, that's a guy, that's not a girl that's doing, say, like, makeup or doing the flowers. No, I think there's such a beautiful thing of not fitting into these gender norms and doing what you like to do despite if it's supposed to be for a woman or for a man. Like, I thought there were some really great messages in this series, and so I was very excited to feature Otomen, specifically, again, volume 17. I would say volume 18. If you don't mind spoilers, go look it up sometime because it's very cute. But it was great, and I do, again, like all the covers of the series. There's one, I think it's like the volume 3 or volume 4 that's really fun. We're talking about pink covers, Laura. We're talking about pink covers. I don't know if there was other ones. I just zoomed in, locked in to volume 17 and 18. And I think they all look really, really handsome there. And I really like the main guy that's at the center of this trio on the cover and how their story came to be. And really just how these guys helped Asuka and they helped one another, honestly, along the way. It's just such a really pretty cover. It was very, very excited to feature it. And the struggle ultimately was real when it came of what covers to do, because I'm going to share the graphic here that I made. There were so many different pink covers. There's so many beautiful ones. And again, these are just ones I found in my reading journal, the ones I remembered online. And I just love it. It really just revives my heart. Those shot my friend Gira for doing the rainbow text part. I love it so much. I feel like it just really brought it to life. But totally let me know. What do you think of my picks today for pink covers? Are there other pink covers that you absolutely love and want me to know about? Definitely don't hesitate to let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!